everyone, what is going on? So we're doing another shoutcast for DMO08, another Forest Cup tournament. This is a 5-round tournament, and a couple of you had said you prefer not knowing the outcome of the tournament until after it concludes, so I am not going to tell you whether or not he wins. I'll try to hide it in the title. You get the point. I certainly do appreciate your feedback, and let me know if that's something you do prefer in general moving forward. But, so yeah, he's using the same team, using Mantine, Swampert, Jumpluff, Galvantula, Ferrothorn, and Blaziken. And if you want to go ahead and take a look at this tournament, I'll leave a link to it in the description down below so you can see for yourself and see all the teams everybody used. But his opponent is running Ampharos, Mantine, Kingdra, Blaziken, Galvantula, and Ferrothorn. So pretty solid team all around, right? So let's see what happens. So that Ampharos is going to knock out the Mantine. In comes Jumpluff. So okay, Jumpluff is resisting these electric type moves, so it will resist both the Focus Blast or the Thunder Punch, right? So able to take it. Ampharos does switch out into Kingdra. So Jumpluff will go ahead and go for the Energy Ball, really powerful move. Kingdra will opt to shield. That would have done a lot. In comes Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn does have a Power Whip ready to go, trying to do a lot of damage. Again, Kingdra can take this, but it do a lot. It does decide to shield it. So yeah, not Fortress, I always call it Fortress. Ferrothorn is a pretty good wall against Kingdra because it resists all of its moves. I mean, I guess over time the Dragon Breath still adds up, but it's really solid. So Ferrothorn gonna go ahead and go for the Power Whip, doing a lot of damage. Trying to feint with Bullet Seed. Yep, gonna go ahead and feint with Bullet Seed. And now the Power Whip does come out to go into this Ampharos. Is Ampharos low enough? I don't remember. It is. So able to knock it out and take game 1 of round 1. Again, this is a 5-round tournament, so it's going to be a little bit longer. So it's going to be Jumpluff versus Ferrothorn. So we'll have to see what happens. Who wins this matchup? I want to say Jumpluff does. Did we see this matchup in the last tournament? Let's see what happens. So we have the Aerial Ace. Maybe it doesn't win it. I don't know, because that Aerial Ace really didn't do that much. I mean, it's neutral. It's not super effective. Ferrothorn will go for a Flash Cannon. Okay, so I guess Ferrothorn does win with those multiple Flash Cannons, right? Yeah, so that's what I thought might happen. But Jumpluff doing good damage as well with the Aerial Ace. So it looks like Ferrothorn is going to go for another charge attack. Will Jumpluff shield? It will not. So allowing Jumpluff to go down. Okay. So Jumpluff collapses. In comes Mantine. So Mantine charging up to the Aerial Ace. Charging up extra energy. Okay with taking this Power Whip. Maybe overcharging a little bit. I probably would have hit the Aerial Ace before. I guess he's trying to farm down. That's what it looks like. So okay, I mean, that's a good play. I probably would have hit the Aerial Ace before the first Power Whip came out because I wouldn't have wanted him to get to do all that damage and take a shield, but this Mantine is loaded on energy now, so it's really going to threaten this Kingdra with Aerial Ace. Kingdra does shield, okay. Mantine switches out into Ferrothorn. Kingdra backs out into Blaziken, so this is going to be a difficult situation for the Ferrothorn because Blaziken absolutely demolishes Ferrothorn. I mean, that does a lot because of how squishy Blaziken is. So still doing a lot of damage to it. Blaziken gets off the Blaze Kick, one-shots that Ferrothorn easily. So Mantine comes in. Mantine does have a shield. Gonna go ahead and go for it against this Blaziken. Not wanting to, well, couldn't take it. So able to feint the Blaziken. And out comes Kingdra. Yeah, Mantine just does not have enough firepower. It's too low to be able to take out this Kingdra. So, gonna be able to lose that game. So, losing game 2. So, gonna go ahead and jump into game 3. In round 1, gonna be Ferrothorn versus Galvantula. Okay, so Ferrothorn gonna take neutral damage from Bug Buzz. So, we'll have to see how this plays out. Galvantula does resist both of Ferrothorn's moves. So, even though it does resist them, though, it's still really squishy, so that's why the opponent decided to shield that, because it would still do a pretty good amount of damage. Not crazy amount, but pretty good. So bluffing with the discharge, nice bluff on the opponent's end. Ferrothorn will opt to go for another Power Whip. Again, Flash Cannon is also resisted, so Power Whip the way to go. But as you can see, it still does a good amount of damage, even though it's not very effective. So Kingdra getting off a charge, probably Bug Buzz. Yep, Bug Buzz, neutral damage, doing a lot. And you could probably farm down with Volt Switch if you decide to shield this. Let's see if the opponent decides to shield this. If he does, he'll win the lead. Nope. Going to allow Galvantula to collapse. In comes Blaziken to finish off Ferrothorn. Out comes Mantine. So Mantine definitely wins that. So Blaziken switches into his own Mantine. Mantine just sticking around, staying out. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Aerial Ace. So if the opponent has Ice Beam on that Mantine, it might be a better situation. We'll have to see if he does. He does. Well, he's going for the Bubble Beam. Probably doesn't. In comes Jump Bluff. So it looks like that Mantine wanted to take the Bubble Beam and then switch out. So good play. So Aerial Ace and Ice Beam was super effective. It is the Aerial Ace, so not having Ice Beam. I also don't have Ice Beam on my Mantine. I have Aerial Ace as well as Bubble Beam. Jump Bluff does go for the Energy Ball. Mantine will shield that. Would have been neutral, but would have done a lot. Probably knocked it out, honestly. So Mantine will go ahead and go for a Charge Attack. This will knock... Oh, well, never mind. It's Bubble Beam, so it won't knock out the Jump Bluff. Aerial Ace would have, I believe. So Jump Bluff does go for the Energy Ball. It does good damage, even though Blaziken resists it, because we know how squishy Blaziken is, right? So, Jump Bluff going to go ahead and go for another Aerial Ace. Going to knock out that Blaziken. In comes Mantine. Mantine does feint the Jump Bluff. Out comes Mantine. So, Mantine going to go ahead and opt to go for Aerial Ace. So, this Mantine is at higher health, so it's definitely going to be a game over. So, able to win round 1. So, good game. Going up next against the round 2 opponent, and the opponent is using Mantine, Blaziken, Credilli, Scolipede, Meganium, and Galvantula. Now, I've said it before, I love Scolipede for this cup, so I'm really excited to see how the opponent uses it. Hopefully, we get to see Scolipede. So, Jump Bluff is going for super effective damage against Meganium, so nice play. Meganium does switch out into Mantine, and it looks like this Jump Bluff does go ahead and go for the Energy Ball. Neutral damage, so it's going to do some pretty good damage. Energy Ball is a good move. Switching into Ferrothorn. Okay, so Ferrothorn able to do some good damage as well against Mantine. So going to go ahead and... This Mantine does have the Ice Beam, so you definitely want the Ice Beam against Ferrothorn if you have it. So now Ferrothorn is going to go ahead and go for a Power Whip. Mantine will protect itself, not wanting to take that attack. Mantine just gets off the next attack. Okay, before Ferrothorn does, Ferrothorn opts to shield it. Going to be a Bubble Beam though, so nice bait on the opponent's end. That was amazing to call that. But anyway, Ferrothorn does go for the Power Whip. That will be enough to knock out Mantine despite the debuff in attack. In comes Meganium. So Meganium going to go ahead and go for a Charge Attack. Ferrothorn does double resist Frenzy Plant, so it's not going to take it out. And this Ferrothorn probably wants to get to a Flash Cannon. However, this Frenzy Plant should be enough to take out the Ferrothorn as it is. So in comes Mantine. So Mantine is going to be neutral, of course, to that. Oh, okay. It looks like we're getting lag. Ooh, are they going to restart? Maybe they don't. I don't know if they restart or not. That was a lot of lag on the Meganium's end. Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. I would have probably asked for a rematch because this game was so close. But I guess they agreed to play it out. Not really too sure what happened there. But I guess they're continuing to play it out. So Mantine will go for the Bubble Beam. And this Credilli trying to get... Okay, so Mantine goes for another beam. Credilli did not have enough energy yet. Bubble Beam does come out from the Mantine, and Credilli does shield that one up. So nice Bubble Beam shield bait. So an attack does come out. Going to be that Grass Knot. Doing a decent amount of damage. Just needs another Grass Knot. Actually, I don't know if this is enough to knock out the Mantine. I don't think it is. No, it's not. So Mantine does bail into Jump Bluff. And Jump Bluff is going to go ahead and go for its Energy Ball. Now, keep in mind, Credilli is rock and grass, so it's going to be neutral to Credilli and almost enough to knock it out, and then he does win that. So, I don't know if that lag mattered. He could have gotten off another Frenzy Plant with Meganium, I believe. So, it may have mattered. It probably did, but I don't know. But either way, I guess they agreed to move on with it. That's okay. You know, I don't run this tournament, obviously this tournament. But anyway, Ferrothorn does go ahead and go for the Power Whip against Mantine, doing a good amount of damage. So Mantine is going to go ahead and fire back with a Charge Attack, going to be that Ice Beam. Again, doing a decent amount of damage. It is neutral to Ferrothorn. So Ferrothorn wants to get to this Power Whip. It gets to it. So this is going to be enough, I believe, to knock out that Mantine. So we'll have to see what happens. So Mantine looks like it's shielded. Gonna go ahead and go for a Charge Attack. Ferrothorn will shield. Mantine does go for the Bubble Beam though, so that was a really nice shield bait on the Mantine's side. So Ferrothorn does go ahead and go for a Power Whip, really wanting to get rid of this Mantine. Believe me, he really wants to get rid of it, but the Mantine invests a second shield. So does Ferrothorn invest a shield? Nope. So going to be another Bubble Beam. So Ferrothorn able to take it and get to another Power Whip. That was crazy. If that was a nice beam, it would have knocked out Ferrothorn, but you know, not falling for it, and Mantine does collapse. In comes Blaziken, and now Ferrothorn collapses, and out comes Mantine. Mantine is going to go ahead and opt to go for Aerial Ace. So going to do a good amount of damage. Actually enough to knock it out. I keep on forgetting how squishy Blaziken is, right? So in comes Credilli. Credilli will be hit by this Bubble Beam. Not going to do much damage because it's a weak move. It's a good move because it lowers the opponent's attack. But it's also a weak one at that. So Credilli will go ahead and go for a charge attack. Let's see what it is. Going to be that Grass Knot. Just needs one more Grass Knot to knock out the Mantine, but Mantine will continue to lower Credilli's attack with Bubble Beam. Just wants it to do less and less damage. We do see, it looked like it was a CMP tie. Credilli is going to go ahead and opt to go for Grass Knot. That will be enough despite the debuff to knock out Mantine. But Jumpluff comes in, and Jumpluff has more than enough firepower to finish this off. Plus, he has a shield, so he is not going to shield that. I mean, I would have shielded it, but it doesn't matter, right? So Jumpluff goes ahead and goes for this Energy Ball. This is not going to be enough, but it doesn't matter. Bullet Seeds will finish it off. Well, he goes for the Aerial Ace. That's going to finish it off as well. And going to go ahead and be able to take that game. I think there were only two games. Yeah, only two battles. I don't know what happened to the third one, but only 2 games in that game. But anyway, able to win round 2. So jumping into round 3, the opponent's team is Shiftry, Azumarill, Blaziken, Crustle, Wishcash, and Wormadam. So pretty unique team, and it's going to be exciting to see some of these Pokemon. So Shiftry going to go ahead and go straight for Foul Plays, of course. Ferrothorn will go for Flash Cannon. This is not going to knock out the Shiftry, but it would do a lot of damage. Shiftry will shield it and get off another charge attack. Ferrothorn might want to shield this one up. Yep. Going to be a Leaf Blade, so nice bluff on the opponent's end. Ferrothorn is able to go for Flash Cannon. This will be enough unless if Shiftry shields. Shiftry does not shield, so Shiftry does collapse. Let's see what decides to come in. That just does a lot of damage. So it's going to be Crustle. Okay, interesting. So Crustle has Fury Cutter as a fast attack. So X's are coming out, neutral damage enough to knock out Ferrothorn. In comes Swampert. So Swampert with the Hydro Cannon definitely going to do a lot. The opponent makes a really nice switch to catch this Hydro Cannon with whatever's in the back. Let's see what it was. Going to be, okay, Wormadam. So I wouldn't mind Hydro Cannon going to Wormadam anyway. So Swampert will bail into Jumpluff. And we'll have to see what Wormadam wants to go for, but Jumpluff does go for the Aerial Ace. Going to be neutral to the Wormadam. A Wormadam will protect itself. So it has Bug Buzz. Okay, going to do a pretty good amount of damage, but Jumpluff can definitely take it. And Jumpluff will go ahead and go for the Aerial Ace. So this is not going to be enough, but it still does a lot of damage. The opponent, keep in mind, is out of shields. You probably let Jumpluff go down at this point. Yeah, Jumpluff is going to collapse from that Iron Head. In comes Swampert, and out comes Crustle. But you have a shield, plus you have Hydro Cannons ready to go. And Crustle is weak to Hydro Cannon, so going to knock it out. And another one is going to knock out this Wormadam. So really nicely played. That was really fantastic. So going to knock out that Wormadam and jump into game 2. So let's see what happens. Going to lead Swampert versus Crustle. So fantastic lead for the Swampert. We saw it last game. Hydro Cannon absolutely destroys Crustle. Crustle switches into Shiftry. Out comes Jumpluff. So Aerial Ace is definitely going to be super effective to the Shiftry. Although Foul Play will still do a good amount to Shiftry. Or to Jumpluff, I should say. So we'll have to see. This is probably going to be a Foul Play. Do you shield it? We'll have to find out. No, I guess you don't. A Foul Play, yeah. Doing a good amount of damage. You can see how tanky Jumpluff is. So another charge attack. Let's see if it's a bait. It is not a bait. Another Foul Play. Not enough to knock out the Jumpluff. Another charge attack. This is definitely Leaf Blade, but another charge attack. Wow, yeah. Leaf Blade will be shielded by that Jumpluff. You could see how fast Shiftry is. You might want to consider it for your Forest Cup as well. It's such a good Pokemon, guys. It really is. But anyway, Crustle comes in and farms down, so Swampert will come back in. So Crustle does go for a charge attack. We'll have to see what it is. Probably not enough to do any damage. Yeah, not going to do much damage. And then Swampert switches into Ferrothorn. Okay, we'll have to see. I mean, you could have thrown the Hydro Cannon, but I guess keeping the Swampert, maybe because there could be a Blaziken in the back, wanting to keep that Ferrothorn alive, although Blaziken didn't switch in, so I don't know. But anyway, Flash Cannon comes out, knocking out Crustle. So that just does a lot of damage. Super effective damage as well. In comes Shiftry. Okay, so Shiftry is going to go ahead. See, that's why I would have kept Swampert in the fight against Crusto because I knew he had Shiftry in the back, and I don't want my Shiftry to be lined up, or my Swampert to be lined up with that Shiftry. Although I guess Swampert does have Sludge Wave, which does a lot, right? But anyway, Hydro Cannon is coming out from this Swampert, so this is going to do a lot of damage. Not enough to take it out, but still does a lot of damage. So another Hydro Cannon coming out from the Swampert. Going to be enough to knock it out. Of course, you do have to watch out for Shiftry in the back. One Leaf Blade is going to easily knock it out. Almost got to that other Hydro Cannon. Okay, so Leaf Blade is going to knock out this Swampert. So there you go. Goodbye, Swampert. And out comes Ferrothorn, and this Flash Cannon is going to be enough to KO that Shiftry. So really well played. Really well played. Great game. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into game 3. So it's going to be a Jump Pluff lead versus a Shiftry lead. So we've seen this matchup before. So we'll have to see what happens. Obviously, just go straight Aerial Ace. Going to be doing super effective damage. Shiftry might opt to shield. Shiftry is another really squishy Pokemon. So it's another Pokemon you really have to invest shields in. But it is a good one as well. So it's going to go for Foul Play. Going to have to get off another one, but it does switch into Blaziken. It looks like Jump Pluff is sticking around because it wants to get off this Aerial Ace, which is going to do a lot of damage to that Blaziken. Blaziken shields. In comes Swampert. So huge situation for Swampert. Even if it has Stone Edge, that's resisted by Swampert. Although Swampert shield... Okay, I'm speechless. Brave Bird... guys, I can't speak right now. That I did not see coming at all. I didn't even know Blaziken got Brave Bird, so that was a nice shield on the Swampert's end. Wow, guys, you saw I was speechless. That was a nice tech. Brave Bird, that's awesome. So that is awesome. So anyway, Shiftry does bail to catch this Sludge Wave, and going to be able to catch it with Wormadam. So fantastic switch on the opponent's end. Wow, I can't believe it had Brave Bird. I really don't believe it. So Swampert will go ahead and go for the Hydro Cannon, doing a lot of damage. In comes Ferrothorn. So Ferrothorn is going to be able to resist all of the moves coming from Wormadam, so it doesn't have to worry about this attack. Well, no, actually, I take that back. Bug Buzz is neutral because it's a Grass and Steel type, and that actually does a lot of damage. So I guess it does have to look out for that. But I'm going to go ahead and get off the Power Whip, which will knock... Well, it won't knock it out. Another Bullet Seed will. In comes Shiftry, so I'm going to go ahead and go for Power Whip. Just wants to get off whatever damage possible before the Foul Play comes out, or even the Leaf Blade. The Leaf Blade might be enough at this range. Almost got off another attack, but Shiftry doesn't allow it. Going to go for the Leaf Blade. Yep, and it is enough to KO that Ferrothorn. In comes Jump Pluff. Saved up a lot of energy. This is probably a Foul Play. It is going to be a Foul Play. That's actually not enough to knock out Jump Pluff. But, oh wow. Oh man, I think that was a mistake. He could have farmed down Jump Pluff and went for a Leaf Blade against Swampert and won that game. He still might win. No, he doesn't. Yeah, he would have won this game. Yeah, the opponent would have won if he farmed down Jump Pluff and went for Leaf Blade against the Swampert. But it happens. Either way, he still lost his set, but I'm just saying. But anyway, going to go ahead and jump into the next round. So the opponent is running Jump Pluff, Blaziken, Stunfisk, Quagsire, Galvantula, and Fortress. So we actually finally have a Fortress. I know I call Ferrothorn Fortress all the time, but we actually have a legit Fortress in this cup. So I'll have to see how it plays out. Fortress is a Pokemon I've used in previous Silph Arena Cups. I haven't used it for the Forest Cup, but it could be really good. Let's see how the opponent decides to use it. Going for Rock Tomb. So doing a decent amount. Yeah, I mean a decent amount to Jump Pluff. Jump Pluff is able to take it, but it's still super effective. Aerial Ace is going to be neutral to Fortress. Trying to get to another one. Able to do so. It's still not going to be enough to knock out the Fortress. You probably don't shield this if you're the Fortress. You could. Nope, not going to go ahead and shield it. And it looks like this Fortress is going to get off a charge attack. Jump Pluff does want to win switch advantage, so it will shield. Going to be a Sand Tomb, lowering the defense. So Sand Tomb and Rock Tomb, right? So Jump Pluff does go for the Aerial Ace. Doing super effective damage, and then it bails into Ferrothorn. Okay, I see it. I like it. So Ferrothorn is going to go ahead and probably take the attack. Yep, going to take an Aerial Ace. And able to get to a Flash Cannon. Going to go straight Flash Cannon. Not going to bluff at all. This is going to do a lot. Yep, going to do a lot of damage. The opponent still has 2 shields. Ferrothorn probably just going to take it. Yep, going to take it. Able to take that Aerial Ace just fine. And needs to get to a Power Whip. Does get to it. Now, the opponent does have 2 shields. He may decide to commit one here. He may not. He does not, so Jumpluff does collapse. In comes Quagsire. Oh, wow, Quagsire. Okay, let's see if Quagsire, you're going to have to shield this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to shield this attack. That would knock out a Quagsire in 1 hit from full health. So Quagsire will go ahead and go for a charge attack. Probably, oh, okay, Earthquake. I was going to say probably, I mean, it could have Acid Spray, it could have Sludge Bomb. I was going to say probably Stone Edge, but I don't know the moveset. So you're going to have to shield this too as well, probably. Because this will probably knock out the Quagsire. Nope, it won't knock it out. Still do a lot, but Quagsire does get off its charge attack. Let's see. Going to be an Earthquake. Okay, going for another Earthquake. So Quagsire and Swampert switch out. Jumpluff does faint. In comes this Swampert. So Swampert going to be hit by a charge attack, but we know the charge attacks don't do much damage. It will lower Swampert's defense already, and Swampert is not really that bulky. But it's still going to be able to farm down the Quagsire and win. So going to go ahead and win game 1. Jumping into game 2, leading with that shiny Swampert against Jumpluff. So this is not a good situation for Swampert. Swampert bails into Jumpluff. Jumpluff will bail as well into Quagsire. So we'll have to see. That Quagsire might have Sludge Bomb just because it switched into Jumpluff. Yeah, I mean, Jumpluff knocks that out in 1 hit with Energy Ball. So I am curious about that switch. It must be... No, it's Stone Edge. That's still super effective. But still, even though I don't know that I would have... I don't think I would have switched that in. Because it's just going to be knocked out by Jumpluff, yeah. But still took a shield, just lost switch advantage. In comes the opposing Jumpluff. So I guess an Aerial Ace mirror match at this point. So Aerial Ace coming out from the opponent. This Jumpluff is going to go ahead and go for Aerial Ace as well. Yeah, you basically gave up that Quagsire. The opponent did, but it's okay. So Jumpluff is, yeah, both Jumpluffs just going for Aerial Ace, right? That's what you do. So the opposing one gonna go for Aerial Ace, super effective damage. Now Aerial Ace is super effective. It's not a strong move, but it's a move that charges up really fast. So you know, some people like it. I like it as well. I've used it, not on Jumpluff because I don't have a Jumpluff, but I've used it on other Pokemon before. So Jumpluff is going to go ahead and go for Aerial Ace. Doing a good amount of damage. That opposing Jumpluff might want to farm down. No, going to bail into Blaziken and just knock out Jumpluff. So nice play on the opponent's end. In comes Swampert though. So Swampert going to be able to take these attacks. I mean, are we going to see another Brave Bird? I don't know. Going to be a Blaze Kick. Okay. So that wouldn't have done much, but it's okay. Not wanting to take any chances. Going to go ahead and go for the Hydro Cannon. That is easily enough to knock out Blaziken. Jumpluff going to be able to get to an Energy Ball, which will knock out Swampert. Totally fine. In comes Ferrothorn, and yeah, Ferrothorn is not going to lose this game because that Jumpluff is too low in terms of health. Aerial Ace doesn't matter. Back-to-back Aerial Aces doesn't matter. Just needs to get to 1 Power Whip or Flash Cannon. It looks like he's going for the Flash Cannon. Either of which, I mean, I know Power Whip is double resistant, but at that range it would have been enough. But that's okay. You might as well go for it, I guess. So going to go ahead and go for the Flash Cannon to knock out the Jumpluff. So nice play. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the final round, round 5, undefeated at this point. So the opponent's team is going to be Azumel, Kingdra, Blaziken, Cherrim, Ferrothorn, and Galvantula. So definitely picking up a pretty good lead. The only thing is that Galvantula is going to bail right now to catch this Blaze Kick, which was a really good switch. It's going to be an Azumel. That was a fantastic play on the opponent's end. In comes Ferrothorn. So Ferrothorn going to go ahead and charge up extra energy and go for the Power Whip. So this, I don't think knocks out, but it does a lot. But Azumel does shield it. Maybe it does knock out at that range. I mean, it's a powerful move. We'll have to see. So Ice Beam going to be neutral damage, but Ferrothorn can take it. Trying to get to another Power Whip. And this should be enough to knock out that Azumel. We'll have to see. It's going to be super close. It probably is enough. Nope, it's not. So, but it's really close. So just going to be able to faint down with Bullet Seed. So going to go ahead and take this Ice Beam. Getting super low, but it does have energy ready to go. Trying to get off a last Power Whip into the Galvantula. Now Galvantula does resist it, but it's still going to do a good amount of damage because of how glassy Galvantula is. And Ferrothorn does faint. I almost said fail, but it didn't fail. It did its job, right? So in comes Blaziken. Blaziken is going to shield this discharge, and bail into Jumpluff to catch the discharge. It must be a discharge, right? It wouldn't have been good if it was a Bug Buzz, but I would have assumed it was a discharge. In comes Blaziken, so Blaziken going to be weak to this Aerial Ace, so might opt to shield this attack. We'll have to see. Yep, does go ahead and shield, totally fine. So Blaziken does go ahead and get off a charge attack. This attack is probably going to be, yep, a Blaze Kick. Jumpluff does shield because it wants to get to another Aerial Ace as it does. So Aerial Ace does come out. So this Aerial Ace going to do a tremendous amount to Blaziken. Holy moly, that did a lot of damage, right? So this is definitely going to knock out the Jumpluff, no doubt about it. Even though Blaziken is so squishy, it has a sky-high attack, so it makes up for it. Blaziken comes out, knocks out the opposing Blaziken. Going to be close, but the Blaziken is able to get to the Blaze Kick. That Galvantula must have just gotten to that discharge, but able to take game 1. Very close game, very well played on both players' ends. So we're going to jump into game 2 of the final round. It's going to be Jumpluff versus that Galvantula. So we'll have to see. Aerial Ace is going to be neutral to it. Bug Buzz is going to be super effective to Jumpluff though. Discharge is also neutral. So going to go for the Aerial Ace. Going to do neutral damage. Might want to try and bail. Maybe not. I guess not. Going to... I don't know if he's going to take this or not. I mean, do you call the bait? No, you don't. It's going to be a discharge. So not calling it correctly. It looks like there's a little bit of lag. Let's see if it affects anything. Discharge goes off. It looks like it didn't affect anything. It's kind of hard to tell. So Jumpluff will go ahead and go for the Aerial Ace. Almost knocking out. Trying to knock out. Oh, not able to do it. This is probably the Bug Buzz. Bug Buzz is actually not super effective. It's neutral. Not enough to knock out Jumpluff. So Jumpluff does feint the Galvantula. 1 HP. Wants to get off one more move. What move is he going for? Going to go for the Aerial Ace. Oh man, too bad he didn't click on the Energy Ball, but we still might see a shield here. No, we don't. That's unfortunate. That's okay. So Jumpluff does feint. I mean, obviously he didn't know what was coming in. Ferrothorn comes in, Blaziken, and now Blaziken. So it's a Blaziken mirror match. So you definitely don't want that Ferrothorn to meet up with this opposing Blaziken. So going to go ahead and shield that. It's just a Blaze Kick. But honestly, it still would have done a lot, probably. It would have done it enough, you know, even if it didn't knock it out, the counters would have afterwards. So we're going to knock out that Blaziken. In comes Azumarill. So definitely not a good situation for Blaziken, but Blaziken just wants to get off whatever damage it can. And going to go ahead and feint, but still has Ferrothorn. Now, you have to keep in mind that Azumarill still has 2 shields. But I don't think it's just not going to do enough damage, right? It's not going to be able to do enough damage, and this Ferrothorn is going to be able to get to multiple charge attacks, right? Power whips. So trying to get to another one. The Azumarill does, you know, maybe I'm wrong. It looks like it might actually gonna do another Ice Beam. Can it? I don't know. It still has a shield. It might actually, maybe the Azumarill will pull it off. I thought the Ferrothorn was gonna be able to win, but we'll have to see. I don't know what happens this game. So it does feint. Okay. So it did feint. So nice play. Able to win that one, keeping the shields for the late game. So we're moving on to a game 3, and so it's 1-1 in the final round. We'll have to see who wins this one. Definitely, both these trainers definitely very powerful trainers. So jumping into the final game, going to be a Jumpluff versus a Cherrim. So you do have to watch out for the Weather Ball from Cherrim, but at the same time, Jumpluff has Aerial Ace, which is super effective. So we'll have to see what happens. I have no idea who wins this matchup. I want to say it's going to be Jumpluff because you saw how much damage that Cherrim took. So this Weather Ball is not going to do as much as that Aerial Ace did, I don't think. Let's see. No, it still did a good amount, but Jumpluff, yeah, wins this matchup. So Jumpluff will go ahead and go for the Aerial Ace. Cherrim will shield, wants to get to another Weather Ball, able to do so. So this is still not going to be enough to knock out the Jumpluff, but it will do a lot and get it low. Actually getting to another one. So Jumpluff will shield because it wants to be able to get to another Aerial Ace. And it is able to get to another Aerial Ace, but that Cherrim pulls a switch to catch the Aerial Ace. So really nice switch, well-timed switch on the opponent's end into Azumarill. So probably wants to... Can he get to this? He can. So getting to the Energy Ball. So this is going to do massive damage if the Azumarill does not shield it. It does not. So doing a lot of damage to the bulky Azumarill. Jumpluff will feint. In comes Ferrothorn. So Ferrothorn going to be able to take these attacks. I don't anticipate a shield. Nope, not going to shield, going to be Ice Beam. Totally fine, even if another Ice Beam hits him, which it might, it does. Still able to take it. You're probably just going to want to farm down this Azumarill at this point because you can't get to an additional Ice Beam. So yeah, just farm down with Bullet Seed or the Azumarill switches. Ferrothorn does go ahead and go for that Power Whip on whatever came in. Going to be Churm, so Churm does shield. In comes Blaziken to feint that Churm with counter. Out comes Kingdra. Oh, okay, but does get to the Stone Edge. This might be enough to knock out that Kingdra just in one shot. I think it is. Nope, but it comes close. Able to feint it, and yeah, he's going to win this tournament. See you in the next one, guys.